And welcome to Zero to Hero Part 26, ANB Silver 9 Part 10. I'm a bit of a loss as to what to do today. We met the final target, or pre-ANB target yesterday of Trial 110. I think I'll craft a few push pieces to start with. We're not going to end up with a full proper push set. Integralis Mantle, where I had experience, I'm going to replace that with crit damage. I'll make a note of this. Well, that's rather nice. That's got a CT contender. I will put that in the stash for now. That is very likely going to get Celestial Transform. I'll have to add a socket to it. In fact, let's do that now. It's a greatly reduced socket cost, so we can do that. Plonk that in there. We will take one of our Celestial Transforms and apply it to this. So that has added an additional vitality stat after I'd put vitality on there. It doesn't matter. And it does say at the moment bound to Cadmus, this character. At the end of the event, the CT is going to get removed and the cape will keep these values for haste, crit rating, crit damage and vitality. It will lose this additional vitality, turn back to a level 76 legendary, and it will be unbound, so I'll be able to put it onto any character I like and I get the CT back. That was a good start. Let's have a look at what else I could do. Crit rating, haste, frost damage, and possibly life on hit. Trinkets unique, talisman of storms. What did I have on there? My memory is hopeless. Crit rating, crit rating, haste, frost damage. I do want frost damage on there. I know we're not going to be able to put crit damage on everything, but it would be nice to have it on quite a few items. Got a socket. I'll take that as even though it's a 72. Three of those remaining. What else can we craft? Vial of Wind Spirit, crit rating, frost ability rate. Vial of Wind Spirit, crit rating, frost ability rate. I'm going to put some life on hit on this one, since we don't have any life on hit. So I am going to miss out on some crit damage, but it doesn't matter. We're not aiming for super high trials. 74. We're off to some good gear here. Sorry about that. Writing things down and looking. What have we got? 40 greater essence of air. Let's put these items in with the other push gear. That's done, that's done, that's done. That I'm probably going to keep. Let's do a helm. Crit rating, crit damage, haste and ability rate. And we have got a socket already. I would like this to have a socket as well. Haste, so I may craft a couple of these if this doesn't have a socket. Oh, we've got a socket. Uh, 22 of those to go. What I want to add to the helm is an enchantment, so osmosis, which is going to chew up a lot of our essences, but it's very good enchantment for push. Don't know why I clicked in there. So every 2 seconds our damage increases by 1% on the target that we're attacking, so it's very good for bosses that take quite a while to kill, which is why it comes into play in push. So we'll have that. Let's stick that in there. I'm thinking I could enchant this. Let's see what cape enchantments we have available. They're under lesser, aren't they? Capes. That's going to be power. Crit rating, that would be quite good. Edge us ever closer to the 50%. I can always change that at a later date. Let's see, how are we for materials? Probably, let's just change this. Crit rating, haste, frost damage and crit damage. And since it's a regular bracer, it doesn't count towards the 77's algorithm. We can have a few goes at this. I want something with a socket, unless it's a brilliant piece. I'll take that. Nearly wrote it down and I don't need to. Okay, so we'll put that away. One day I'll remember where I've got things. How are we for belt? That I probably want to keep as is. Potentially shoulders and glaces. That's going to be crit rating, haste, ability rate and crit damage. Armour, cloth set, shoulders, ability rate. I'll convert up essence of air for now. I think we'll try and craft another one of those. Let's do that and convert some water. Perfect armour. Okay, so I'll take that for now. Actually, I could put an enchantment on there for crit damage if we've got the materials. Let's have a look. Greater shoulder ferocity is going to need, so we can craft those. We can craft these, that's good. And we'll be able to do this. Did I just make that? No. What's wrong with me? There we are. I will stick that enchantment on the shoulders. Potentially that's our push gear done. Which isn't brilliant. Actually, obfuscation, I probably need to go and farm a little bit for some materials to upgrade or stick an enchantment on there. So I will go play it around for half an hour with a 200% booster at trial 100, and then once that's done, do we want some gemstone? No, I don't think we can fill up what we've got anyway. So once that's done, I think we'll stick on the push gear and just see where we get to. It's not a full proper build, but we've already met our target, so I shall see you again very soon. And welcome back. I went to craft the obfuscation enchantment for the glaciers that we crafted earlier, and it was the Glacies Tempestas was nowhere to be seen in my stash inventory. I went to the merchant and the buyback option in case I'd accidentally sold it, and it wasn't there, so I'm only assuming that I must have accidentally sold it and done a restart of the game and completely lost it. So with the materials that I farmed from running Troll 100, ended up with a level 75, which I have added obfuscation to. At that point I thought, I am 5 crafts away from finishing the first half of the 64 crafts that make up the typical distribution patterns for crafting level 77s, and I thought, let's go and have a look at crafting igneous, and I did 4 of these in a row, and exceptionally lucky got the 77, so it's been a good ANB as a result of that. What I need to do is have a look at stat. I'd like more toughness. That damage is quite nice all of a sudden. I think I'm going to try and push that up a bit. So how many sockets we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what have we got? Let's check out armor first. Oh, armor's over 80%. Let's throw in then some vitality as far as we can and see how that looks. 800,000, it's a little on the low side, but usable. So our overall stats, 5.4 hits per second. I could probably afford to lose some haste still and put in something for more survivability. Crit rating 50.4%. Crit damage is 1508, which is nice. Our frost damage at 50%. Vitality, it's an improvement. Armor, we've just seen 80% less damage. Life on hit is very low. Ideally another 1,300, but this isn't a proper build and we're not doing a full proper push. Ability rate, yeah, it's on the money, that's where it should be. Experience gained is still showing quite high because we still have experience pieces equipped. I thought there was no point in recrafting some of the better pieces that we had, plus we got the jewellery from earlier. So I did want Immolate and Power Infusion at level 10. We haven't got there, but I'm going to take a look at where is unlocked. 117, I don't want to do that. Let's do 115. If this unlocks 120, then that's a guaranteed 3-hour book, so I could potentially take a short detour there. And of course it's a cave, but we might as well get used to them if I'm going to stop off at 120 for some 3-hour books. And potentially 10 or so runs there, although it is late and I'm very tired. And I've overdone it with my main account character doing their push today, and then got extremely bored with that and gave up. I don't want to be pushing too much with this character because it's really about building for the account. Rather than trying to place anywhere really well in ANB, especially since I can't earn medals on this account. There goes Slayer. It's a nice big crit. And a second crit. Oh, that's not bad, is it? That will have opened up 120, which is going to be another cave. 3 hours there, that's nice. And of course we get a level 75 Glacies. Not usable stats though. We will gain a few more champion levels thanks to having some experience gear. So let's take a look at wow. Let's look at 120. So I'm thinking we'll see how this goes. I might stop here for a bit just to get the books to get Immolate up to 10. I prefer 1,000,000 toughness here, but with quite a bit more life on hit, purely for laziness. Don't have to think too much about where I'm standing for the beam then, and let things hit me and the life on hit will heal through it. But that's not going to happen with this character. It's when you're clicking to move and nothing happens. I had been clicking for several seconds when that meteor appeared, but of course the character didn't move. Let's put everything back in. Ooh. So this is a completely messed up run. Oh dear, how slow are these mobs. Worst change in history. Doesn't make the game harder in any way whatsoever, it just makes it annoying. I have no idea if that Frost Nova that I cast did anything. I didn't see a health bar move at all, it didn't play any sound. No crits through this run, thank you. This is incredibly slow. Wow. I'm definitely not going to sit here and try and get 10 runs if it's not going to give me a single crit. My word, that was bad. We'll read those. How many? 8. I will pause the video, do another run. Actually, we got some glory for that, didn't we? Woo! I'll pause the video, do another run and see how it goes. I do want that up at 10, but it's 8 runs and that was atrocious. See you again soon. And welcome back. So, Immolate and Power Infusion are up to level 10, which is as far as I want to go. I had a fast enough run of 120 to unlock 129, so let's take a look at that. See how badly I do. Given my low toughness, I'm not going to pull the entire map. I'm going to try and keep things manageable. Especially if we're going to have elite chargers. And I am worried about Garm. With my lack of life on hit, I've probably got to do the fight properly. I think if we move around like this and just pull in the odd extra group as we thin this one down would be safer. So we're not looking for a fast clear, we're just looking to clear the thing. This is the spot around there, sort of. It might be good to fight Garm eventually. I've not seen anywhere particularly brilliant. He's bound to spawn here. It'd be the worst imaginable fight. Definitely don't want to fight him in this area, so let's move these back around over here. Hopefully this is enough. So I need to get to the blue circle for healing. Now I'm waiting for his breath attack. Beam. Now wait for his attack sequence to get all messed up. So far so good. Get out. Those would be instant death if I stayed in there. So far so good. So he's still at a level where he's not too deadly. Just standing on the overlap between the two circles, so I get a power buff and a healing buff. Dodge some of these spits just to stay in practice. Now I felt safe in beaming during whilst in that blue circle simply because I knew that silence would have run out before the other attack came in. Oops, pay attention. Let's not mess it up now. So that will have unlocked 130. That's good. Don't need those books anymore. I will keep those and take them over to the main account. Just some things to salvage later. So let's finish up with trial 130. I don't want to do 131. Or do I? Fought Kara enough. 131 Magroth fight. See how hard he hits. This is definitely the last run for this ANB. Well, if this fails, I might go back and look at Kara. So it's definitely maybe the last run. Why am I pulling everything? I don't want to do that. I'm going to get myself into a lot of trouble otherwise. Let's just aim for a clear. I think the trapper's dead now. Yes. Thank God we can move a bit again. Let's pull in these elites. Okay, that's good. The healer's dead. We'll work our way down slowly, pulling these with us. I'm wasting time. Look at that. All the health straight back. She could utterly ruin the run otherwise if... more trappers, thank you. Especially on higher trolls, you get an elite like that and they're just constantly putting all the other elites back to full health. You go from a really good run to spending 5 minutes on the last 2%. That's magnificent, that pathing, isn't it? I feel like I'm complaining a lot, sorry. Ooh. I think we'll drag these towards the top of the map. Let's try and make sure this area's open and free as well, so we've got room to run around with Magroth. So he's fully enraged, he'd probably kill me in one hit. Keep him at range, get out that meteor, because that's definite instant death. That charge stuns you, and then he would hit you. A very bad time. Ooh. That was a bad beam. So I'm keeping an eye on that bar just above his health where it's grey. when it's grey he can be vortexed. When it's blue he's completely immune to crowd control. That's not bad. I'll take that. So I think that is going to wrap up our ANB. Movement speed, extra gold, but I got those earlier with better extra gold. So that will complete that. We have the final reward, which is good news. I've overrun, so I think that's a highly successful ANB for this account. We've met all the milestones. I thought 110 was going to be a struggle, so I'm very surprised to have reached 130. I think the character could go a few more levels, but I'm too tired and I also want to have a day off. So next episode will just be the end of event process. I know I've recorded it before, but it's nice to end each series of ANB with a final wrap up, so anyone looking just at a particular series will always see at the end there an end of ANB event. So that will be a separate video coming out tomorrow. Any questions or comments, feel free to ask down below, and thank you very much for watching.